It is Friday morning, May 22nd of the year 2020. And I'm going to work, but as you can tell from my shirt, it's Casual Friday. Oh, wait, that's every day now. Right here on Guy's Daily Drive. Oh my God! It's a rainy Friday, and you know there's different kinds of rain. Douglas Adams, in one of his Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I can't even think of the name of the book now. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is that what it was? Anyway, it's Hitchhiker's Guide. Great series of books. Probably one of the best 5-book trilogies that I have ever read. Probably the only 5-book trilogy that I've ever read. He talks about this guy who complains in a diner because it's raining. And Arthur Dent is like, well, what's wrong with rain? You know, I mean, it makes the plants grow and it's, you know, it's nice and refreshing. And the guy's like, but it's always raining. And Arthur Dent's like, it's not always raining. And, you know, they go through this conversation where the guy talks about, you know, wherever it is that he is, it's raining. So he never gets any good holidays. Areas actually pay him to not come to their resorts because he brings the rain with him. So he's the rain god. The clouds love him and the rain loves him. But he talks about that he has, I think, just dozens of different ways to explain rain. And, you know, the different kinds of rain and how it affects what it is that you're doing, your windshield wipers and all of this. It's actually very funny. And if you've never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I highly, highly recommend those books because they are great. But if I was going to rate this rain, you know, it's coming down in drops just big enough to where my intermittent wipers are just barely clearing it before the windshield is obscured, but not quite enough to where I want it to be going full time. And I always think of that kind of rain as just being annoying. You know, either rain hard enough to where I have to use my windshield wipers all the time, or don't bother. You know, just don't bother raining. If you can't muster up enough rain for me to have to keep continuously clearing my windshield, well then you're just not doing your job, are you? Just not doing your job. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is related to what happened on Wednesday with my somewhat abortive Guy's Daily Drive that got cut off in the middle. I kind of talked about this in the preamble ramble, which if you listen to Guy's Daily Drive live or go and check me out on the Facebooks, you can see the whole preamble ramble as well as the completed Guy's Daily Drive. So that's what you should do. Or go to Facebook, where I have all of these videos, and like, share, subscribe. And if you missed it the first time, like, share, subscribe. That's all you got to do. And you'll get all this stuff. So much great content. So, Wednesdays, I go to work on Wednesdays and Fridays now. Pandemic going on. And the guy that's in the office on Wednesdays, he's one of the bowlers that if you've listened to previous guys' daily drives, Tuesday nights before all of this crazy crap happened, I used to go bowling. And so Tuesdays was kind of the day that I used to do guys' daily drive instead of Wednesdays and Fridays, because that would be a relatively long trip out to where we used to bowl. And who knows if that place is still going to be open when this is done. But story for another day. But after bowling on Wednesday mornings, somebody, and usually it would be whoever it was that won most of the pots. We do bowling, poker, and all this. They would go and get donuts and bring them in the next day. And the guy that I'm in the office with on Wednesdays used to go to a supermarket in this area called Shoppers, where they have these. They're called colossal donuts, and they are just huge. I mean, huge ass donuts, and they're good, because I can't ever think of a way you could have a bad piece of dough with lots of sugar in it. Is there such a thing as a bad donut? Anyway, but for consistently just great donuts, there's a chain that's pretty much all over the place, at least here in the U.S. And I know they have some overseas as well, called Krispy Kreme. And they have these amazing glazed donuts. They are so very good. And they have this machine, this really cool machine that you can watch as it makes glazed donuts. And that's typically what they make with this machine. And the dough is put into donut-like shapes. And it hits this, it's not really a conveyor belt. It's more like a serpentine belt. And it goes up and down and up and down and up and down through this entire process in this heated, it's not really an oven. It's more like, if you're a baker, you'll know what I mean by a proving drawer. And this is where you put dough that you need to rise. You cover it up, you put it in this drawer, and it's slightly warmer than room temperature. And you can set that at whatever temperature you like so that you can have a consistent proof of your dough. And that's what this big thing at Krispy Kreme's does. It, as these are going up and down this serpentine conveyor belt in this enclosed area, it's proving and it's rising. And then when it gets to the end of that serpentine belt, it kind of flops over and dumps the now proved donuts into hot oil. And the oil itself, don't you do it, the oil itself, somebody almost pulled out in front of me. The oil itself it's not like it moves. However, because there's more donuts coming behind the ones that just dropped into the oil, they kind of get pushed along. And then they hit this other little flappy thing that turns them over automatically, usually, not always, but usually. And then the other side gets cooked in oil. And then they come along and they come out of the oil onto this moving conveyor belt that lets them cool a little bit, not a whole lot, for like maybe a minute or so as it moves along this slow conveyor belt. And then it hits what's probably the coolest part of this process. It's a waterfall of glaze. It is, you have to see this process to believe it. It is fascinating to watch. But there's this waterfall of glaze that just comes down, and the donuts pass through the waterfall of glaze, and then they get glazed, and then they continue all the way around to where people box them up. Now, when you go into the store to order donuts, if you get any glazed, they will pull them off just after the waterfall of glaze. And if you've never had a warm, Krispy Kreme donut that has just gone through the waterfall of glaze. I keep saying that. I just like the sound of it. Waterfall of glaze. It is one of the most delicious things ever. Completely addictive and utterly horrible for you and your body. But it is so good. If you like glazed donuts, there is nothing better than a hot Krispy Kreme donut right after it's gone through this entire process. Now, the sad part of this story is that when I went to order my donuts, I asked for, of the dozen I was getting, I asked for 4 glazed donuts. And then I was going to get other kinds to go along with that, obviously. And the guy was like, no, we don't have any glazed donuts. And I was like, what? How can you have a Krispy Kreme franchise and not have glazed donuts? I don't understand how that works. There is no universe in the multiverse where this series of events can happen, apparently, other than this universe. So what had happened, at some part of the machine had broken down. Now, they didn't say whether it was the serpentine, they didn't say whether it was the conveyor belt or the waterfall of glaze or what have you. They didn't say how or why or where the wonderful machine that makes glazed donuts was broken. The point of it was broken, and there were no glazed donuts. This is such a sad thing, you know. And I just can't picture going to a Krispy Kreme and walking out without any glazed donuts. And that's what happened. I mean, the other donuts I had, they were good. You know, we got lemon filled and raspberry filled and a couple of Boston creams and chocolate cake donuts and you know, I mean, just so many great choices. But no glazed donuts. And it was a sad day. But it's no longer sad because we're at the end of Guy's Daily Drive. Thank you all so very, very much for downloading, listening, and or watching over there on the Facebooks or over there in the YouTubes, the U of Tubes. I greatly appreciate the fact that you have taken the time out of your busy day to watch me talk about donuts and stuff. So, if you'd like to get a hold of me, my email address is guy@mymac.com for any, you know, complaints, suggestions. If there's topics that you would like me to talk about, send it to me, guy@mymac.com. You can also contact me via the Twitters. I have 2 Twitter accounts, VertShark and MacParrot. I'm in the process right now. The VertShark website is really, really It's the hits. It's awful. I'm working on it. Let's see. You can help support the stuff that I do here online, all the crazy microphones and other weird gear that I buy to do this stuff, by making a donation over at Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/MacParrot, paypal.me/MacParrot, or Patreon if you'd like to do a regular series of donations. That would just be mommy. And I really, really need to concentrate more on making exclusive content for people who donate, and I'm going to get there. Maybe I'll talk about what happened today. I got an email today from Patreon, and maybe I'll talk about that another time. It's nothing bad. It's just disappointing. So those are the 3 ways that you can donate. You can also subscribe over in YouTube. Just hit that like button, and then like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. So easy. And I think that is going to about do it. So I will see you all next time, right here, maybe this afternoon on my way home, on Guy's Daily Drive. Bye.